So you're curious about Clarksville, Tennessee. This is such a neat area just outside Nashville that you got to hear about. We're going to talk all about it today. I've got Tucker with me. And if you stay to the end, there's two huge announcements for Clarksville that we're going to let you guys know about. So stay tuned, and it all starts right now. Hey, I've got Tucker here with me today, and we're going to talk all about Clarksville, Tennessee. Tucker, kick us off. What is Clarksville? Why does anybody need to know about Clarksville?
Sure, Clay. So first of all, Clarksville sits pretty close to the Kentucky border. It's off I-24. It's actually the fifth largest city in the state of Tennessee. Population's right around 167,000. And boy, is it growing.
Man, that's right. Well, what is that all about? Why is it growing? Why do you think, where do we start with this?
Sure. So it's actually a twofold situation. The first thing is Clarksville's growing because it's really starting to go through its renaissance. There's a lot of big companies that are moving there. And at the same time, as Nashville continues to get unaffordable, you see a lot of people going, where can I raise my family and not spend every dollar I have on real estate? So a lot of people are going to Clarksville.
That's right. And so if somebody's looking at a map, where is Clarksville and how far away from Nashville is it?
Sure. So it's about an hour from Nashville, just an hour north. But if you're going to the airport, if that's important to you, you're about an hour and 15 minutes.
That's right. And so it's going to be from Nashville, you're going to look up northwest, and it's really, Clarksville is going to be on the Kentucky state border. And so like exit 1 is literally, you're in Clarksville. And so I think it's worth noting, some of it's Tennessee, some of it's over in Kentucky, really. I think the Tennessee side is probably favored because the property taxes are lower and there's no state income tax. So that's one little noteworthy thing. What else about Clarksville is important?
Sure. What a lot of people know about Clarksville is it really started out as a military town. It's where the 101st Airborne is. So you do have a military piece of that city, and it does count as part of it. So, but as we see the city continue to evolve and grow with all these new businesses and manufacturing plants that are showing up, so it's really starting to balance out. Something else to know about Clarksville is a lot of people that like to go there is because it's an outdoor community. So you've got a river, you have greenways, you have green spaces right along the river. There's a lot of places to go and have fun.
Yeah, that's right. So it's on the Cumberland River. So we love a town that sits on the river. It provides a huge asset to the community there. So it's a navigable waterway right there in downtown Clarksville. To get to that part of Clarksville, it's it's pretty wide. So, I think it's like from the interstate, it may take you a solid 15 minutes to get to that part where historic Clarksville, there's actually a historic area there, and where the river is. It's kind of far off the interstate, so it's not right there on the interstate like some other towns might be. So I think that's worth noting. Anything else about the geography of it that's noteworthy?
Sure. So there's actually several exits along I-24 where you can get off to Clarksville. And yes, you are correct. To really get to the downtown area or near Austin Peay State University, that's downtown as well, it's going to take you about 20 minutes. Now, if you do live on the eastern side of the interstate or by the interstate, you still have plenty of Starbucks and Chick-fil-A to choose from. And so no matter where you live in there, I think you're going to be pretty happy.
That's right. So what else is drawing people to Clarksville? What are the big companies that are supplying jobs? What's going on in Clarksville in the commerce side of things?
Sure. So I think the first thing we need to talk about is, yes, you do have the Google data center that's up there. You have Hankook Tire, which has a very large manufacturing plant. I think that plant cost $1.6 billion to build. Those are the first two. The other one that was just announced not too long ago is LG Chem, and they're building a battery plant for General Motors. I think that battery plant's like $3.2 billion. And so I think you're going to see several companies that will support that battery plant that will also show up as well.
Those feel like pretty big, kind of big deals. I'm curious, why are they choosing Clarksville, Tennessee to plant these huge facilities, if you had to guess?
Sure. Well, first of all, Clarksville has a large employment base that these places can pull from. It's also an attractive area of town that people want to be in. And so when you do go there, when we are relocating families to Clarksville, what we like is there's a lot of 5-bedroom homes that are available. So if you have 3, 4 kids, you can still find an affordable home and have a very kid-friendly neighborhood planned unit where you're going to have outdoor lights, you're going to have sidewalks, and just pieces that you really want.
Yeah, it feels like from what we're seeing is like it's a lot more affordable than Nashville. So if you're willing to drive that 45 minutes, hour, hour or 10 minutes, depending on where you go, it's so much more affordable. Any idea what the price ranges of the homes there are?
Sure, and you can get homes from 350 to 500 that's going to have over 3,000 square feet, gorgeous views, great neighbors. You're going to be well taken care of at those price points.
Yeah, totally agree. We helped a customer here recently, and he literally works in Nashville, and they chose Clarksville, and they got a house for right under $300,000, and you couldn't touch that if you came to Nashville proper for what they got. Something else I thought was interesting. I thought, if you're somebody that's going to be working in Nashville, then there's parts of Clarksville that are all along the interstate right there. You don't have to go 20 minutes off the interstate. You can go pretty far off the interstate, but some of those areas that are right there along the interstate are great neighborhoods, and it's going to shave some time off that commute, because there are a ton of people that commute to Nashville daily from the Clarksville area. I think that's worth mentioning as well.
Oh, and sure. And one of the first, there's a suburb of Clarksville that's called Sango. It's a little bit nicer part of town that people like to go to. That area is growing as well, and it's one of the first exits as you get closer to Clarksville.
Yep, I love it, man. So a couple of favorite places for somebody who's visiting Clarksville. I got to throw out Cali Subs. This place has sandwiches with avocado and just healthy ingredients. It sits right there. You can kind of see the river. So it's downtown Clarksville. Really, really good sandwiches. I got to recommend them. That's on my list. Anything on your list as far as food goes? 2
places. One is Strawberry Ale Works. It's downtown. Parking's not great, so just know that. And also Liberty Park Grill. It's on the water. There's a marina right there. It's a little bit of a walk, but if you want to go near where the parks are, you can get over to that area as well. So a lot of outdoor seating. So I would check that out.
Yeah, that's right. As far as other things to do for leisure time, what would you recommend people do in Clarksville?
And so first thing, if you're outdoors, then yes, you have the Riverview area. You have green spaces everywhere. So there's places to get on the water. I would definitely check all that out. When it comes to nightlife, I'm sure there is one. And again, Clay, that's just outside of my realm. I don't go out as often as I used to.
Well, you're in a different phase of life, So I got to throw out there's a couple of big things that have been announced in Clarksville. One is called Riverview Square. The drawings of this look amazing. Can you tell everybody what that is?
Sure. Part of Clarksville is getting redeveloped. As more people continue to show up, there's just more options out there. You're seeing more downtown hotels. You're seeing more restaurants and rooftop bars, which is definitely a theme that Nashville has had for years, that has really grown at a tremendous pace. And so you're really seeing Clarksville going, hey, these are the things that are really working for Nashville. Let's take those ideas and bring them up here.
That's exactly right. And the Riverview Square development is a mixed use thing right there on the river. And it's got like you said, the rooftop bars, mixed use. It looks very, very high end, and it's going to be incredible. Supposedly it's in 2024. It's dropping in Clarksville. It's going to be a big deal. I think that's noteworthy. There's another venue that's coming. Can you tell us anything about that?
Sure. So this is also a pretty big deal. F&M Bank Arena is also showing up downtown. It's just about finished. It's going to be managed by the same people that run Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. Bridgestone Arena in Nashville is actually one of the busiest arenas in the world. It's even busier than Madison Square Garden. A lot of people don't know that. And so the same team that's going to be running that venue will be running F&M Bank.
Man, that's going to be awesome. I think that's got to be on people's radar, because it's coming and it's going to be incredible. Hey, anybody notable that is from Clarksville that you know of?
Sure. So there's actually three people that are really known about Clarksville. One is Wilma Rudolph, and she was a three-time gold medalist that is from Clarksville. So the main drag in Clarksville is named Wilma Rudolph Boulevard. Really neat story. Number two is Pat Summit, and she was the head coach of the Lady Vols forever. And she's in the Hall of Fame and one of the most winning coaches in college basketball. Third, which one that completely blew my mind, is Jimi Hendrix.
Man, how about that?
Wasn't expecting that one, but I just assumed he was from California.
Right. Yeah. I would not have in a million years guessed he was from Clarksville, Tennessee. So a couple other notes for Clarksville that I think I got to throw out there. When I think of Clarksville, I feel like it is an area where if you're an investor in Nashville, you probably have heard about Clarksville. There's a lot of apartment complexes there, buildings. It's a place you can go buy a quadplex or a 16-unit apartment building or more. So it's known for multifamily properties. I'll throw that out there. Additionally, the downtown area of Clarksville and some parts of Clarksville are in the designated opportunity zone. If you know anything about that, if you're a real estate investor, you may have heard of that. And so that's spurring on some of the revitalization of the downtown area because there's a lot of tax benefits if you develop in an opportunity zone. So more on that to come, but that is an area to watch because of that. It's attracting a large amount of money for development. So things are going to change. It could be pretty interesting. So just want to throw those things out there. Tucker, anything else people... Yeah.
Yes, and I did want to add, especially Clay and I are both landlords, and so what happens is we find out that when I have tenants leaving, a lot of times they will go to Clarksville. Another thing is when we are helping investors, whether through 1031 exchanges or just through property acquisition, Clarksville's on the map. And so in Nashville, you don't really see anything more than like a quadplex. Whereas in Clarksville, you'll see that 8-plex, that 12-plex. They'll have garages. There's a lot of options out there because people do want to rent. Mainly because right now in a lot of parts of Clarksville, there's not a lot of housing that's really available. And so you're still seeing some of that rental piece take place until their home is ready.
Exactly right. And, you know, Clarksville is the numbers can work a little bit better for rental in Clarksville for investment properties than they do in Nashville at this point. It's just, you know, it's becoming cost prohibitive in some areas to buy rental property. But Clarksville's still one of those areas that's on the radar for sure. Hey, Tucker, I got to ask, what are those poles in your background there? What's up with that?
Well, it's summertime, and I have an 11-year-old boy, and when we're not playing travel soccer, we have a lake in our neighborhood, and so we're going fishing, and he has turned my office into his bait shop.
I love it. I love it, man. Making memories with the kids. Nothing better. Just want to say, if this is y'all's first time to our channel, I want to say thanks for stopping by. Where to Live Nashville is all about bringing you the Middle Tennessee areas, neighborhoods, where to live, what to do here. And so if this kind of information is interesting, please give us a follow and tap the bell for notifications. So you can be the first to learn about our market here in Nashville. Again, my name is Clay. This is Tucker. We're with the Kelton Group, and we help people every single day make their move to Nashville. So send us a line, you know, give us a call, drop a comment, let us know what areas you're curious about, and we'd love to help you connect all the dots so you can make your move to Nashville. That we hope to show you around town.